I wanted the larger picture to be like, we're all different. We all come from different places. We all have different beliefs. We all have different whatever, but we're all working towards the same goal. And as an athlete, I don't feel it's right. Listen, you can say whatever you want about me. I don't care. You know, I'm fully aware that there are fans out there that love my physique, and there are fans out there that hate my physique. That's okay. But how dare you come after my wife? Somebody said, imagine getting so worked up about watching guys on stage in underwear and getting upset that the guy you didn't want in underwear to win won. Like, imagine that. You know, it's funny when you think about it, but it's true. Like, imagine you got so worked up that you're going to go out of your way and DM someone that you're going to do harm to their family. And this is the first time I'm kind of saying this out, you know, in the open. It's why it hurt me. You know, I was like, no, you guys are making this all wrong, because I have friends in that part of the world who are not like the people you're making them out to be. That's not how they are. They're good people. And just like there are some people who are assholes in their culture, there are people that are assholes in the American culture as well, the Western culture. Yeah. Right? That will do and say some crazy shit. Yeah.
Hey, Taylor. Nice.
The little guy,
How
too.
are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Awesome.
Let me show
Flex wants to say hi now, too.
Okay.
Flex.
Oh, Flex. Big man. Big dog.
Big man.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. That'll be the thumbnail. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Muscle Discord. And man, I got a very special guest back on the show. This is your third time on the show, man. So, man, I really do appreciate you being like a regular guest in a sense, coming on the show. So, awesome to have you back. And yeah, so you've had quite the ride this year, right? Yeah. You did the Arnold, Ohio, was your first show of the year, right? Come back. And then you did the Arnold UK, right? And then you did the Tampa Pro. So you took some time off after the Arnold UK. And but we're going to dive into that in a little bit. We'll go through kind of what happened and how all that transpired and your placings and all that. But I wanted to kind of jump into what's kind of transpired after the Tampa Pro, which you won. Congratulations on the big win and qualifying for the Olympia. Yeah, so awesome. I predicted you to win that show, and that came true. So I'm so happy that you did.
Thank you.
So, but yeah, there was a little bit of I don't know if it's controversy or just like there was some. I guess most fans weren't happy that he lost, and there were some messages sent to you. I'm assuming that's what happened. Some DMs or whatever, some death threats that took place, and you went to social media just to say, hey, there's no need for this. You were very positive about it and were very professional about it and handled it the right way. And you even had Derek Lunsford come out and kind of say, hey guys, there's no need for that. Plus he kind of went on as well about, you know, he thought you should have won as well because he was actually at the show. So you had Mr. Olympia backing up as well.
I had no idea Derek was doing that. I guess he had heard what had happened, and he just went on his own accord. And I messaged him afterward. I said, hey, thanks, you know, like I appreciate you, you know, telling your side of what's happened to you as well. But you know, like I said to you when we were just off air, this is something that, like, you know, it kind of hurt me in a lot of ways because I have fans all over the world, and we all do as bodybuilders, right? Like, and I understand the passion and the love and the support that we get is just incredible. And some fans are more passionate than others, and you know, say things that are a little bit outlandish. And you know, and it hurt me because I never wanted to make it like my fans know me, and the people that know me. I'm just I love, man. This
Yeah.
is we're only here for a short time, man. Let's show each other love and respect. You know, like we should learn to uh, understand that we're going to have difference of opinion, and that's perfectly okay. But we can still learn to move through this world together, showing love and respect. You know, unfortunately, this individual was one person,
Okay.
just kept like going back and forth with me, and I was like, hey, dude, like, you know, like I okay, you have your opinion of things,
Yeah.
and then he started to get angry, I guess, because I was just kind of like, I don't know what you want me to do about it, and then he started to, you know, attack my wife, and I was kind of like, this is where I draw the line. So
Yeah.
I'm going to make a video, and I'm going to show you that I'm making a video asking you to please stop, and if you don't, then I'm going to post your
Okay.
your profile, and
Yeah.
everyone's going to see what you're doing, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, you shouldn't be saying these things. Like, and so immediately he stopped, and I immediately regretted it because then it became a much bigger issue. And you know, some of my friends in parts of the world were like, felt that it was racially motivated, and it or I was biased because of a religion, or and that those words never came out of my mouth. I never said who the person was. I never said their ethnicity. No. I never said their religious beliefs. I don't even know their religious beliefs. Yeah. But people started to draw assumptions, and you know, it was sad. It was really for me a sad moment, because I think that the sport of bodybuilding it offers such a beautiful opportunity for, I mean, literally, bodybuilders all over the world come together and compete and display their work of art, you know. And I think it's just a wonderful opportunity for all of us to appreciate the work of art that we all put on stage, you know. And that's something that I wanted the larger picture to be like, we're all different. We all come from different places. We all have different beliefs. We all have different whatever, but we're all working towards the same goal. And as an athlete, I don't feel it's right. Listen, you can say whatever you want about me. I don't care. You know, I'm fully aware that there are fans out there that love my physique, and there are fans out there that hate my physique. That's okay. But how dare you come after my wife? Like, no. She has nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you have nothing to do with anything. You're the judges are making the decision, man.
Yeah. So, you know, but as a fan of the sport, I understand, like, you might get angry at the person that beat your guy, right? Yeah. Like, I get that. That makes sense.
It's like the team, a football team. You get angry at the, like, I get it.
Where does my wife fall into this?
Yeah.
And why even make the horrendous remarks that were made? Like, no, there's no place for that. And, you know, like I said, it became a much larger thing, and I want to put it to rest. But, you know, Mo is an incredible athlete. I think he's got a really bright future ahead of him. You know, and I wanted to make it really clear, like, there's no love lost between me and Mo or anyone. Like, Mo had no idea what was going on. He apologized to me. He's like, my brother, I'm so sorry. And I was like, dude, it's not your fault. Like, just some random dude just got really pissed off. And again, it was just really sad to see, like, just the entire world split into two.
Yeah.
Right? When I felt it was an opportunity for us to say, hey, you know what? No matter where you're from, no matter what your religious beliefs are, no matter what color of skin you are, behaving in this manner is wrong, and we shouldn't do it. And so if you do, we're not okay with it. As a community, as a bodybuilding community, that's what we should have done. Instead, it turned into a religious thing, a racial thing. And to me, again, that was a really sad moment. So in closing, I just want to say, like, I love everyone, man. And I understand I understand the passion. Fuck, I'm the one on stage. Like no one wanted me to win more than me.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm always going to have respect for the competitor that's sitting or standing next to me.
Yeah.
Because I understand the drive and the passion and the all of it that went into their prep as well. And so I would never, whether I'm competing or not, go out of my way to DM. I mean, somebody said something really funny and I just had to like sit there and laugh about it. Somebody said, imagine getting so worked up about watching guys on stage in underwear and getting upset that the guy you didn't want in underwear to win won. Like, imagine that. You know, it's funny when you think about it, but it's true. Like, imagine you got so worked up that you're going to go out of your way and DM someone that you're going to do harm to their family. And, you know, to me, again, it was it was a missed opportunity that we should have, as a bodybuilding community, come together and say, hey, you know what? This is wrong. We're not okay with it. You know?
Yeah, I agree. And I think I'm glad you came out and didn't just hide it and be like, deal with it internally. You actually went out on social media and made awareness, brought awareness to this. And I kind of thought maybe Mo would be like, hey guys, just make a story or something. Hey guys, there's no need for this. You know what? Me and John are friends. We're all good here. But you know, he didn't do that. But he still apologized. He didn't have to apologize, but at least he reached out to you and said, hey man, it's all good. Like, so
he wanted to make sure that me and my wife were okay. He was like, I apologize. I was like, I have nothing to apologize for. It's not coming from you. It's just the fan. Like, I would have been just as mortified if one of my fans did that to him.
Yeah.
It's not because it's presumed a Middle Eastern person did it or a Muslim person did it or whatever is being said on social media. I've never mentioned a single name, a profile picture, a religious background, a color of skin. I've never mentioned anything.
Nothing.
I just said a person. It could be a white Christian dude.
Could be.
No one knows except
no one knows. Yeah.
You know, and I specifically did it in that manner because I don't care who it's coming from, what their religious beliefs are, who they believe in. It doesn't matter. The fact that it was done was wrong. And I think as a community, like I said, we should have done better about saying, hey, you know what? This is not okay. This needs to stop. You know, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was Mo's responsibility to do anything. I know some people were like, oh, why didn't you do a video? I don't think it's his responsibility. I mean, if someone had come out and said, you know, I'm Mo's cousin or Mo's brother or whatever, then sure, you have to take responsibility of that. But Mo probably doesn't even know the dude. You know what I mean?
No.
So I don't think it's his responsibility. I appreciate him, you know, reaching out to me, making sure that me and my wife were okay. And, you know, he apologized when he really didn't have to. And, you know, we have like a friendly thing. He messaged me. He goes, well, I'm really sorry, bro, but I'm just letting you know next time at the Olympia, man, I'm not going to make it so easy for you. I said, all right, game on. Don't worry. You know? So it's
rematch.
Cool. And that's what bodybuilding, that is the beauty right there of bodybuilding. Like, I met a man who is from Egypt, lives in Dubai, came up to me backstage and said, you're a legend. It is an honor to be on stage with you. To me, that's always crazy to hear because I'm just a regular dude. Like, I just love bodybuilding as much as the next guy. I don't think I'm like this legend. I don't. Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray, Victor Martinez, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman. Those are legends. I'm not a legend. I'm just a dude who likes to compete. So to hear that coming from that man is like, it's awesome, you know? And I've now created a friendship with someone who I may have never met from Egypt.
Yeah.
You know, that is the beauty of bodybuilding. I think those are the things that we need to embrace. I think those are the things that like make bodybuilding so freaking cool. You know, like I know guys from all over the world. My time spent in Kuwait training in Oxygen Gym I made such incredible memories with those guys. And they're some of the nicest people that still reach out to me and ask me how I'm doing, how my family's doing. You know, so to me, that's why it hurt a little bit more. This is the first time I'm kind of saying this out, you know, in the open. That's why it hurt me. You know, I was like, no, you guys are making this all wrong, because I have friends in that part of the world who are not like the people you're making them out to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how they are. They're good people. And just like there are some people who are assholes in their culture,
yeah,
there are people that are assholes in the American culture as well, the Western culture.
Yeah.
Right? That will do and say some crazy shit. You know, so it was just a really sad moment. I think we missed an opportunity to bring bodybuilding closer together. I hope that at the Olympia we have the opportunity to once again, you know, we have Hadi from Iran, we have Mo from Egypt, we have, you know, people from all over the world competing. It's an opportunity for us to appreciate all the
cultures. Yes.
All cultures, all the hard work. We are all in that building displaying the hard work, the sacrifices, and the beauty of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that should be appreciated. Sure, there are going to be fans that are disappointed with the outcome.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
disappointed with the outcome of the Super Bowl. There are fans that are disappointed with the outcome of a boxing event or a UFC event, and that's normal.
Yeah.
But again, I just hope that as a community we learn to do better and we don't single people out. You know, and we just start to just love and respect one another. That's it. This world would be a much better place.
Agreed, and well said. And I appreciate you coming out and saying that, and just adding more context to it. So awesome. So that's that. We'll move on from that, and we'll focus on the good things. You won the Tampa Pro, so congratulations, man. I mean, people were kind of like, man, was this the wise move for John to wait so long and do the Tampa Pro? You're getting close to the Olympia. What if you don't qualify? Then you got to do another show. You did the work. You tightened up very quickly again. Like you and Patrick have the formula. Something's working between the two of you.
Yeah.
And you tighten up very quick. And the glutes come in. You don't have an issue with the glutes. No more. It's there. No. Yeah. Right. And so I was watching the Manion podcast with Milos and Chris Cormier, and they were talking about you and the Tampa Pro. And they said you won all the poses against Mo except for the front double bicep and the front lat.
Yeah.
Right. What's your assessment of the Tampa Pro and how you did at that show?
I feel the same way. I think this is internally is the first time I'm actually talking about it. That morning, so the night before, what was that, Thursday, honey? We left up there? It was Thursday?
Yes.
So Thursday morning, I got, probably TMI, but it's part of bodybuilding. I got like raging diarrhea.
Oh, okay.
Real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad. So I was like, oh no, what's going on? I thought maybe I ate some bad fish. I didn't know what happened, but it was the night before we left. So I'm like, putting it aside, I'm like, okay, it's going to pass. It's going to be okay. We're fine. I was still on target. Like I still looked really good. I didn't lose a lot of weight from that. I think I lost maybe a pound more that night. Yes, it was a pound. So I was like, okay, not too bad. Stomach felt good Friday morning. But then halfway through Friday, I was like, I haven't gone again. And my stomach started to feel real heavy. I was like, oh, you know, I don't know how your stomach is, but like after a bout like that, then like I just shut down, like nothing happens for a while.
Yes.
So I was like, oh no, like I hope I can at least have a bowel movement. I want to get some of this out because now I'm carving up.
Yes.
So I did have some difficulty. Like I was Friday night keeled over in pain. Like I felt like somebody was stabbing my stomach. So I did have some difficulty on Saturday with my, I wasn't distended, but I couldn't like really flex my ab because I had a day and a half of food sitting in there.
Yeah.
And it just, again, every time I would hit my abs, it felt like somebody was stabbing my stomach. So I was just constipated and I couldn't go. So that's why like everyone's like, oh, your abs looked washed out in the morning. So I was like, all right, at night, I'm just going to have to bite it down and suck it up and just get my front double crunched, which looked better. but for the morning, Mo's a big dude, and I wanted to appear as big as I could next to him. So I pulled everything up, but it was washing me out.
Yeah.
So I lost that pose because of that.
Okay.
Well, I'm not making excuses for why I lost the pose, because Mo he's got an incredible front double bicep.
Yes. Yeah.
So whether this makes a difference or not, I don't know. We'll see at the Olympia. But yeah, I think that definitely played into why he won those two poses. Now the other poses, the side chest, side tricep, I think I pretty handily won. The rear shots I pretty handily won. Ab and thigh surprisingly was a close one. I think if he was in better condition, he may have edged me out on that one as well. And the most muscular, I think I displayed a little bit more muscle tissue. He was getting down in the crab and was kind of hiding away a little bit. So yeah, I see it the same way. I think there's a shot or two, like I said, that if we're both 100%, could go either way. I think the front double, when things are good, my front double is really strong. Front lat spread is probably one of my weaker poses. He's got a beautiful front.
That is probably his best pose, is his front.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful front lat spread. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I see it the same way. I was very happy to see that I had straight first for prejudging and finals. That made me very confident going into the Olympia. So the chips fall my way. I can't say enough about how good Patrick is as a coach. The team that I have behind me, my wife is just man, she is the top dog, man. I wish I could show you guys the text messages, because I'm freaking out backstage. I'm like,
well, I saw her. She came on the stage and gave you a big hug and that's man, awesome. Yeah,
she's the top G, man. Like I was backstage, like after prejudging, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, fuck, my stomach, like, does it look bad? I'm texting her, how did I look in the front double? Can you see it? Like that I'm constipated? She's like, bro, you look like a fucking champ. You better straighten the fuck up. You got this.
Good.
I was like, all right, cool, let's go. Like, she's just, man, I'm just so blessed.
That's good to have. Yeah, that's really
she's just my ride or die. Like, my coach Patrick, the man called me in tears, man. Like, he's truly just an incredible coach. More so, and I say this genuinely, I love that man, because he was one of the few people in this industry who checked on me when I tore my bicep. Not because he couldn't even coach me at the time.
Yeah.
He wanted to see if I was okay.
Yeah.
He just wanted to make sure I was okay, and that says a lot about a man, at least to me. Because I have friends that I thought would have called me that never called me, never even texted me,
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, he's just the team that I have behind me, my wife, my coach, my friends. I have your support. You're always showing me love. So, I feel so blessed and lucky to have this opportunity to get back on the Olympia stage again. And I promise I'm doing everything I possibly can to continue to improve and to continue to show up and be an even better version of myself that I was at Tampa.
Yeah.
The truth is that I may not have had this opportunity ever again. This might be the last Olympia I show up at, and I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't give this 1,000,000%.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want a question about from the last year's. Well, let's just say from the Arnold UK, your stage weight. What was your stage weight on the Tampa?
So
versus
Tampa Pro last year.
This year
I was 239, almost 240 on stage
at the Tampa. And what were you at the Arnold UK?
I was about 232.
Okay. And then last year at Tampa, what were you?
226.
Okay. So yeah, you're definitely bigger. You're definitely bigger.
Yeah.
You made that, added that tissue. So
I attribute a lot of that to like what I'm saying right now. Like after I tore my bicep, it's been a continuous progression of I guess you can call it confidence. I don't want to say it's confidence because that sounds arrogant, but I feel it's definitely belief in myself.
Mhm.
You know, after I tore my bicep, it was kind of like, how am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know, do I belong on stage still? Is this a done deal for me? Like, let me just give this a shot and see what happens. You know? And boom, I placed second to Justin Sire, and you know there was talks that it was a close show and should have won, whatever. And props to Justin. Justin's a good friend of mine. He texted me after I went to Tampa. He's
awesome,
an incredible dude too. We were talking about the whole controversy in Chicago as well. So then that kind of like sparked interest. I was like, okay, well, I know I'm not quite where I used to be, but maybe there's something here.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go 2 weeks later, we do Tampa. I play second to Hunter, arguably Hunter's best ever. Shout out to Hunter. He looks incredible right now too. So I was like, all right, well, clearly there's something there. I play second to Hunter again. Like, let's give this a little more time. And honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, like I've never really had an off season where I was very structured and just like meal for meal, getting my naps in. You know, as bodybuilders, sometimes we get into this groove of like eating whatever's
it's off season.
Yeah, you kind of get relaxed. Well, this off season, my wife again was like, we got work to do.
Yeah,
we're gonna get it done. And you know, most times she believes in me more than I believe in myself, which is awesome. You know, because I have that backbone, just like always pushing me. So we stayed disciplined, you know, and we put in for the Arnold. Did not think I was going to get the invite. We get the invite.
Yeah.
So then like another gear turns and I'm like, okay, well, I got the invite. Like what, then it's, the thought became, what is going to be the legacy that I leave behind? Is it going to be, John was just a journeyman. He was a top 5 guy show, whatever show he did. He was a good bodybuilder, but never really did anything with his career, right? He just won a few pro shows, whatever. I didn't want that. I don't have kids, but I started to really think deep into my future. And I was like, man, I don't want my kids to like think of me as just a average dude.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want the people around me now to look at me as an average dude, you know? So I started to think about my legacy and what I wanted my bodybuilding career to at least look like to me.
Yeah.
And I set a real lofty goal for the Arnold. I wanted to place top 3. No one was going to tell me I wasn't going to place top 3. I didn't care who was showing up. I didn't know who was showing up. I wanted to place top 3. And so I worked my ass off to place top 3. I fell a place short. Some people would argue that I could have been in that 3 spot, right?
Yes.
Which was enough for me to say, fuck yeah. All right, we checked out.
Yeah.
Then we go to the Arnold UK, and again, I'm in the 3 spot, and then Akeem get a little tighter. Bastard, he took my spot. But you know, he deserved it. He looked incredible as well. But again, slowly building that confidence in myself, and you know, the injury to my arm is slowly becoming an afterthought.
Yes.
You know, like okay, it's responding well, it's growing, training's getting more intense. I'm not so worried picking up a dumbbell anymore. Am I going to get hurt? Yeah. It's becoming fun again. Yeah. It's becoming something that I fell in love with again. You know, it was just that passion, that drive, the excitement walking into the gym, knowing I'm going to put myself through hell, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be, you know, me and the boys we're going to have fun, you know? Yeah. So Patrick and I start talking, and he's like, shut it down, John. And I'm like, but we're doing good.
Yeah.
We had originally agreed to do Detroit.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is Fuad. He's a good friend of mine. And I was like, Fuad, I'm really sorry, but like, Patrick wants me to shut it down. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, he thinks we should shut it down and get bigger. He's like, you're going to get bigger? How are you going to get bigger? You're 40 years old. Like, And I was like, bro, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. You know, again, that confidence is just driving me. And so I followed my coach's lead. I said, okay, this is what you think is best. We're going to do it. Give me the game plan and we'll go. And sure as shit, 2 days later, after we decided, after the Arnold UK, email was sent, game plan was ready. I think we took, what was it, 2 weeks off, honey? After the UK, I think it was like 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Still structured food intake, but there was no training, nothing crazy. We backed off everything. We were just on TRT for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
But everything was just like clockwork, you know. And then I started to realize, like, this is the first time I'm actually treating this as a profession. This is the first time that I'm actually treating this as a job.
Yeah.
You know, I turned pro at 24 years old. I was living the dream. I started a business. I was doing well. And, you know, I never really took the time to make this my job. I was just kind of going through the motions. I knew I needed to eat. Again, I never really took my off season serious, even though most of the meals that I ate in my off season were good. I had Rock Body Fitness, which is right across the street from my store, so I was eating healthy meals the whole time. But again, it was like not structured. Yeah. So I think all of that lended itself to continuing to grow. You know, I prioritized my sleep every day. I was taking a nap at 11 a.m. After meal 2, I went right down. I would sleep for 2 hours, get up, have meal 3, go train, have my shake, come back, eat another meal. You know, it was like, again, I started to treat it like a profession. And then Tampa rolls around here, and Patrick is like, we're like 3 weeks out, and he's like, bro, you're fucking 13 pounds heavier than you were last year at this time. Yeah. I was like, really? And he sends me a picture, and I was like, holy shit. Like, I got to send it to you after this. I was like, wow, that's a big jump. Yeah. He was like, bro, people are going to freak out when they see this, like this comparison. I was like, wow, like, let's keep it under wraps for now. I don't want anyone knowing. Like, let's just go into this and see what comes of it, because, you know, you never know. Yeah. So I was like, Coach, what do you think it's going to end up being? He goes, 6-7 pounds, stage weight. I was like, wow, that'd be really cool. And at this point, I was still like 243, 244, checking in, 245. And then, you know, like the weight just stays there. So he's like, man, I don't know how much more we're going to pull off of you. That's the most muscular that I hit like that. I was real dry and hard to the front. Glutes were fully in. I was 245 pounds. So that's when, again, confidence was just building. And I have never, ever been the guy that's like, I'm going to go to this show and I'm going to crush everyone. Never. I've never been that. And I'm still not that guy. But I will say, going into this show, I was like, okay, I know I'm going to be in the mix. Yeah. I know with this package, I have to be in the mix. But I'm going, in my mind, I'm telling myself, they're gonna have to rip this thing from me. Like, you're gonna have to be really good to take this from me. And then, you know, it ended up being about 7 pounds stage weight, man. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, man, again, congratulations. And you're moving towards the Olympia. So and first I want to say kudos to Patrick for, like, you put, you know, your hands in his hands, in a sense of, like, he said, shut it down. And you were like, okay, coach.
Yeah.
You didn't mean like, yeah, I can do the Detroit. I mean, I look good. Just got fourth at the Arnold UK. Go to Detroit and win that show. And you're done, and then shut it down and just coast into the Olympia. Yeah. But if people were like, why is Patrick telling, like, why? Like, people were kind of pushing back against that. That was ill-advised. And that gamble, he rolled the dice. And so, man, he's a great coach. And you're in good hands with Patrick. And I got to say, shout out to Patrick for guiding you on that path and putting in. You got bigger. People were like, there's no way he's good. He's dieting. He's not going to get bigger during prep. Like, it doesn't make any sense. He got bigger. So awesome job, both of you guys, for doing it. Just want to point that out. But what's the strategy going into the Olympia? What Patrick's, he's very detailed. I'm sure he's already on it. You already got a plan, probably mapped out. Like, what's the strategy?
So he gave me 3 days off last week where he was like, listen, please, it's been a long year. A lot of people may not know this. I've been dieting since last November.
Yeah.
Before my wife and I got married.
Yeah.
I started dieting early for that Arnold, just in case I got the invite. And I wanted to make sure that at the wedding, I was able to like enjoy some food at my own wedding, which didn't end up happening anyways. Anyone who's ever been married will tell you that you don't eat on your wedding day.
Yeah.
I didn't eat.
Yeah.
Which I don't know I don't know what's worse, not eating at all or eating something, that's off of your plan. I didn't eat at all. We were so busy just having a great time and hosting everyone and all that stuff. But so I've been dieting since back then. And he's like, listen, just please do me a favor. Take your wonderful wife out. Enjoy some downtime. You guys deserve it. And Tay and him are like always texting back and forth the game plan. Like they're both in cahoots with whatever I've got to do. She's, they're talking all the time. So, he said, please take your wife out. She deserves it. She wants to spend some time with you alone, and you guys deserve some time, So it was the first time that her and I got to like, since our wedding, just kind of like breathe, which was nice. And then after that, he sent me my plan and it was off to the running. So I think right now what he's trying to do is we're taking this next week. We took this last week. And this week, we raised our carbs up a little bit, just kind of putting some body weight back on. And then as of next week, we just start cutting it back down and hammering it down again. And, cardio is at about 30 minutes a day right now. On my off days, I do 2 30-minute sessions.
Okay.
But yeah, the plan is to like continue, basically repeat what we did from Arnold, UK to Tampa. We're doing the same thing.
Well, yeah, that worked. And so what's your expectation for this Mr. Olympia? Do you have a certain placing that you're pushing for?
Yeah. Just like the Arnold, I have a very lofty goal. I fully expect on placing anywhere between the 7 to 10 spot.
Okay.
That's my goal, my personal goal, whether people believe in that or not. Doesn't bother me if they do or don't, but that is something that I will be working towards. And I do believe that with my physique, the muscle that I carry now and that hopefully I can continue to improve on will allow for that. Matt, manager, you guys know who Manager Matt is?
Yep.
Matt Daniels.
Yep.
Good friend of mine. He's obviously very close to the sport. And him and I had a conversation the other day, and it's really inspiring to hear other people say it. But he was like, listen, man, you got one of those physiques that like you're super complete. Mm-hmm. You got the conditioning down. He was like, we know that everyone at the Olympia, there's only about 1, maybe 2 guys that are going to be bang on. He goes, everyone else is going to be off.
Yeah.
He was like, make sure you're one of the guys
just be
that
on.
are bang on.
Yeah. Yeah.
He goes, who the fuck knows what can happen?
Yeah.
And that's my goal, is just first and foremost, be the best John that I've ever been. And today that kind of started. I woke up, I did my abs, I did my glutes, I did, I'm in camp. Right now. It's Camp Olympia, where every minute of my day is detailed. I can show you my Olympia black book there that I got, my diet and everything planned out. But every minute is planned out, and it's just I want to be the best ever that I've been. I want to have details in places that I've never had detail. I think with the conditioning that I'm at now, it's going to be challenging because I'm tired as shit. But it's something that I really, in my heart of heart, believes that I can do this. And again, the forefront of my thoughts are every day when I get up, I first thank God for the ability to do what I do, and provide the life that I can provide for my wife and I. But secondly, it's what is going to be said of me when I'm no longer here. You know, I want to be the person that people say, John always cared about people. He always wanted the best for everyone around him. And John worked hard. John wanted to give his family, his friends, the people around him, the people he cared about, the best life that he can possibly give them. It just so happens that my passion is a means for me to do that. Placing well at the Olympia can open a lot of doors for me, you know, but more so what it does for me as a man who has been through some shit. It would be a shame if I put it past you or anyone listening that after 5 years winning that pro show did so much more for the battle in here than it did winning the trophy. Like all of that stuff, it's like, it's great and it's amazing. But what it did beating these demons, it was so much better for me because now going into the Olympia again, that confidence is turned up just a little bit more. And it's going to be a whole different John.
I like that strategy. And what a great story. Like what a great story you have from where you've been to where you are now. And it seems like the universe is kind of like opening up for you. Like things are just happening and it gets better and better and better. You win the Tampa and you're like, everything is in line with the way you wanted it to go pretty much. So it's like, you must be doing something. You must be saying some prayers or you must be doing some, you know, because it's working for you. But, and then Yamamoto. Big deal.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So
Yes,
tell
sir.
us how that came about and what's that's been like working with them.
So
Big
Patrick and I
company.
have been talking to Yamamoto for quite some time. There's a few things that I'm not going to openly discuss. We can talk about it, you know, off the podcast. But some things happened, and the opportunity for me to become a part of the team just happened, you know, and they were very interested, but it was the middle of the year. You know, things were not available to them or to me in the ways that we would have both liked to make the partnership happen. But, you know, with Patrick being a part of the team and myself getting back into this newfound success in bodybuilding, I was just kind of like, you know what? I want to show in good faith that I'm a team player and I want to make this happen. So they, I guess, were so like happy that they went back and they made things happen the way that made me happy. And it was a done deal. So, you know, Patrick and I are working together now on Yamamoto. He's the coach, I'm the athlete, just like Keon and him are coach and athlete. It works really good. They have been absolutely wonderful. They're opening up the market, the U.S. market, starting in January. So I will be one of the representatives here as well as Keon and Regan, and Brandon Hendrickson as well. So we have a star lineup, man. Like I'm working alongside some really big names, which is cool. And just the opportunity to be amongst like a really good group of dudes, you know, like it's an exciting time for me, for sure.
Awesome. Well, and congratulations on that. It's a big deal, big company, and they're doing lots with you. I saw like the signing thing you did, and it was cool, and the nice videos they're making of you. So that's awesome.
It's really cool to work with a company that really is on their game. Like they understand, like, we need to get content of you. So like, you know, we'll fly you out, we'll do this, we'll fly someone to you, whatever it is. Like, let's get content, let's get, you know. And I'm like, okay, let's do it, you know. To me it's kind of crazy when I hear like athletes are like, oh, you know, I don't want to film. I'm like, dude, everyone that knows me knows that, like, I started bodybuilding with there was still fucking magazines. You know, like there was no Instagram.
Muscle Mag, I remember.
There was no Instagram, there was no YouTube. Like this is cool. I've had to adapt to the times. Like so shout out to my videographer Brendan. He's awesome. He'll message me sometimes like, bro, the video's done. I'm like, all right, cool, post it. He's like, yeah, you need to post the link. I'm like, oh yeah, That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still learning, but like you
Yeah.
have to adapt to the times, and the reality is content is what people consume these days.
Yeah.
And so if you're not doing that as an athlete, like what use are you?
Exactly. You're just hidden away in your big baggy clothes at the gym, and you're not showing your physique, and that's some
Yeah.
guys do. They just
Yeah. And I trust me, I would prefer to just like live a private life and not like have a camera in my face at all times. But you know what? I'm also grateful that I'm the guy that they want to put in front of a camera.
Yes.
You know,
Exactly.
like so it is what it is.
Yeah. So you'll get past the Olympia next year. Are you already thinking about next year? Are you thinking about, I want to do the Arnold's again? What's the plan? Because I know you're not done yet. You're not retiring from bodybuilding yet.
No. I mean, with again, with all things being considered, I feel good. I feel healthy. And God willing, I have another 5-6 years. I've always said, 45 is where I'll start to consider if everything is healthy and working correctly.
Yes.
That's when I'll start to consider, all right, well, where am I going with this now? Well, we've talked about it. Like at this point in my career, is it real? Like I've had very real conversations with myself, and I think it's something that's important. We all do, and I've had these conversations with my wife. One of my biggest goals in this sport has always been to win an Arnold Classic.
Mm-hmm.
I think I go back and forth with it, but I think at this point of my career, it's probably more realistic that be my goal than winning a Mr. Olympia. The problem with that thought process is that Derek has won a Mr. Olympia and fucking Hottie's won a Mr. Olympia. And I feel like I compare, they're bigger than I am. They have more muscle,
But you're growing again now, so just
so I'm getting there. So it's like, maybe. That's definitely a goal that I would love to get after. I think realistically, what I'm gonna have to do is, and what I've been doing is, I'm waiting until after the Olympia. I think right now I'm just single track, like crush this Olympia prep every single day, bring out the best in yourself, and see what happens. Yeah. If I land in the 6th spot or 7th spot, then I have to sit there and figure out, okay, well, what do we do from here? Do we take a year off and just grow, and then maybe at the end of the year try and qualify, or do we go after going for the Arnold? Like, is that a realistic goal? I think some big boys are going to come out. That's a big payday. Yeah. Which is also something you have to consider.
I was watching the Menace podcast, and Milos and Cormier were like, man, why doesn't John just go do Texas and get next to Andrew and see how he look, just compete. Like that's what we used to do, right? That's what they said they were doing. And to me, I'm like, and they're like, you know what? Something can happen. You never know. You're at the top right now. You're in the mix. Just go do these shows and get that paycheck. It's a business, right? People forget you could get paid. You could win 30 grand at this next show or whatever, right? So do you think maybe that's maybe a strategy? Like, hey, I'm not retiring yet, but I still want to go out and win all these, as many pro shows as I can. Doesn't this have to be the Arnold?
Yeah.
Still winning pro shows is a big deal. You get all the limelight, the spotlights on you, won the pro show, right?
Yeah, so that's definitely a thought, right? That's definitely a thought process. But for the Texas show, I was all in for that. I was like, fuck it, let's go be a giant killer. Let's go against Andrew. That guy's he's got such a beautiful I'm such a fan. That guy is wow. My pick, he's gonna really shake things up at the Olympics. I think he's gonna surpass some people that a lot of people aren't. Anyways, so my thought process right after getting off stage in Tampa, I called Patrick. I was like, let's do Texas next week. Yeah. And I agree with him. And again, he's never steered me wrong. He was like, listen, I get it. I get you're hungry. I get and backstory to this. Yeah. We just God's been good. I bought a house this year. my wife and I were able to purchase a home.
Awesome.
Yeah, but a week into, or not even a week, a few days into us living in our home, we found out that there is a $40,000 plumbing issue that needs to be fixed. Yeah, so we kind of need the money, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, Pat, like, even if I don't win, I don't fucking care. I need the money.
Yeah, it's a paycheck.
Yeah, and he was like, John, I hear you, but I said, he goes, do you want to go into the Olympia on top as a winner, as a champion, or do you want to go in being remembered as the guy that placed second to Andrew Jacked? And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I understand that, but you still are a winner. You won the Tampa Pro, like you're right, and then you get second to Andrew, and at least you're compared to that guy that's probably going to be in the top 3 at the Olympia.
His thought process was exactly what happened. Like, no one's getting compared to Andrew. It's just he's going to walk away with it, and no one's going to remember anyone else. That's what his thought process was, which I understand. I mean, Andrew is a fucking from another world.
Yes, yeah. And he's so tall.
He thought like it was just going to walk away with it. It was going to be the Andrew show. No one was going to think about, which I thought, like, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care. I need the money, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, I get it. I get his point of view, and he just wants you to be like focused Olympia time.
Yeah.
But I think after the Olympia, like, would you do, if there's a show that's I think there's a couple of shows, like there's one in like Korea or something that's pretty cool. Like they probably fly you down. I don't know what they would do, but they really take care of you, and just do another show after the Olympia, and then you shut it down. But then if you want to do the Arnold, then you're kind of close there. So that's it gets tough.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the best thing for us to do right now is not to get too ahead of ourselves and just focus on the Olympia, bringing my absolute best to the Olympia, and then going from there. It's really, trust me, man, it's really, really, really hard to just like tell me what to do.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Because I'm a 40-year-old guy. I have bills. I have life. You know, and this is the way that I earn my living. And it's like, fuck, you know. But I have so much respect for that man, and he's never steered me wrong. I know he cares about me. And so, you know, I'm just like, all right, well, this is what you think we need to do. This is what I'm going to do, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'd be a fan of yours. I just want you to compete. But it's just like, it's a week later. It's like you get a paycheck the next week. It's like
I know.
The next week. Like,
I know. It's exactly how I thought, except that he bought into the, you know, he was like, listen, you want to go into the Olympia as a champion. You don't want to go in as an
well, you are a champion. Yeah, you know, it doesn't take anything from me. But yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we wrap up?
I just want to say thank you to all the fans. I received so many DMs, so many messages from everyone. I want to shout out you. Thank you for having me on. I've got so many great messages every time that I've been on your show. It's been such an awesome experience. You're doing a great job, by the way, with your channel. I see you just blowing up and everywhere, which is great. It's great to see an old friend doing so well.
Appreciate it.
I want to say thank you to my family, my fitness system family, my business partner, Sean Covell, his wife. They just gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. Just like everyone that's shown me love and support. My awesome wife who's laying on the couch smiling at me right now.
She's got to come in the video and say hi to everybody.
Say hi.
Okay.
Hold on, she's coming over. Yeah, so, you know, I feel so blessed and lucky to do what I do. And again, just shout out to all the fans who keep the sport growing and showing me love. Again, even the bad messages, I appreciate the love and support.
Yeah. Hey, Taylor. Nice.
The little guy too.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Awesome.
Let me show
Flex wants to say hi now too.
Okay.
Flex.
Oh, Flex, big man. Big dog.
Big man.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. That'll be the thumbnail now.
Well, thank you for having me on again, bro. It's always great catching up.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm definitely gonna have you on again if you're able to. After the Olympia, we'll shoot the shit again and recap everything.
Even before, if you want to catch up before.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks again, John, coming on the show. Peace.